Well, I wanted to start my college basketball videos off on a positive note, but after these last few games, these last two games, I mean, this team, the Texas Longhorns, started off so hot this year, right? Number one, got up there, 17-0 start, best start in Texas basketball history. And then we played Kansas State, which we all know about Texas and Kansas State. Kansas State, who has a really good squad this year. But we're just snake bit. Football, basketball, I think in women's basketball, I don't know. They beat us in everything. So give them credit for that. They know how to beat us. They can't win the conference, but they can beat Texas. So congrats on that. But today with UConn, we had it. We were playing great to start off the first half, and had a 10-point lead, and it's like played great 3/4 of the game, and then we just could something about these intense road environments. We're not responding very well. I mean, even go back, the Texas A&M game here in Austin, great basketball game, went to overtime, but we struggled in that one. Even against Iowa State on the road, had a tough time with that. So, and those aren't. It's not exactly murderer's row through there. Now Kansas State and UConn are real good teams. You know, One thing it's obvious for Texas what they need to do is work on free throws. I mean that's pathetic that we can't. Our Jacobin Brown, the freshman, is a 90% guy, but the next I think is Damian James, like 68. But I will give credit to Damian James. If there's one guy on this team that's been consistently great for this team, it's Damian James. He's the unquestioned leader of this group, and couldn't be proud of that guy. He was in my district in high school, so we played against him. He whipped us every year, but he's been excellent. And I was worried at first this year because we got these four great freshmen. You can definitely tell by we're better because of them. But I was worried before the season started if we would do anything real special this year because you've got that youth, and sometimes it doesn't always pan out. And it has so far. We whipped up on UConn and Michigan. Oh, not UConn. UConn beat us at North Carolina, who really isn't that great now. Michigan State had some big wins. We're on the road against Arkansas, which is usually a tough place for us to play. Getting wins there, that's great. But we're hitting a stretch now. We did it last year where we just can't figure out how to get the job done. Can't figure out. What was so awesome about this team, at least before these last two games. Last year, I felt like it was so hard for us to score. This year, before these Kansas State and UConn, it seemed like we just would score at will. I mean, our Frosh were out there. Jai Lucas, who's been coming off the bench, he finally came out and he's been an asset. But really, the main guys, Avery Bradley, Jordan Hamilton, and Jacobin Brown really stepped up. But we're starting to see the youth. But really, I have a problem with those guys. The guy I really want to see up step more is Dexter Pittman. I mean, the guy against North Carolina was unstoppable, and it was an asset for this team. Today he only had 5 points and he fouled out, and he really hasn't been as good as he has been. I know he'll get better. I mean, we as Texas fans, we know Dexter Pittman. He's a warrior. He's a guy who has a great work ethic. Lately, I don't know what it is, but he hasn't been as effective as he needs to be. So, congrats UConn, congrats Kansas State for beating us. But I gotta, and I know you guys, a lot of you guys don't like this about, when I talk about this, but I really did not think that the UConn fans were going to rush the court. And if you're a UConn fan, please let me know why. If we got beat by Iowa State, no problem, rush the court, that's fine. If we got, somebody like that, UConn, their current coach has won 2 national titles. They're a perennial basketball powerhouse. And they've struggled this year. I don't deny that. They've had a tough time beating ranked opponents, and their coach is going through a tough time right now with his health and whatnot. But, yeah, you knocked off Texas, and that's great. And I'd be excited too. But you're going to rush the court like a team that, like you didn't expect to win? Or I guess I don't understand. I've always associated rushing the court as, one program being way lower than the other. And I don't see that with Texas and UConn. Heck, I think UConn is a way better program than Texas. I mean, y'all have done way more with that than we have. And I know if y'all came here to Austin and we won, I know for a fact we wouldn't have rushed the court. We beat Kansas 2 years ago here in Austin. I think they were ranked number 1. And it was exciting. It was great. I mean, I loved it. It was one of the best, basketball, or one of the best sporting events I've been to. We didn't rush the court. We just had a great time with the team, had a great time cheering them on. But, rushing the court is for teams like, if I start naming names, then all them, those smaller little peon schools will get mad. But y'all know what I'm talking about. UConn, you're not that. No matter what kind of struggles you've had, you're not that. So I was really just surprised. I really was surprised when UConn fans came out and rushed the court, acting like they'd never been there before. So, but congrats to the team and to the fans for winning the game. Shoot, congrats to that. And Texas, this is a team who can compete for a title. I don't deny that, but it's a team that's going to have to get older, going to have to shoot free throws and play better on the road. So, got a lot of work. Got Tech Wednesday night here in Austin. Hopefully we can bounce back against them. Big 12 Conference is no joke. Kansas, of course, is good. Kansas State we've seen is good. I think they lost to Oklahoma State, or they had a close one. I'm not sure how that turned out. But Okie State's always good. Texas A&M's tough. Oklahoma's struggling, but they made it better. Tech has had a couple of upsets. It's a... Baylor is getting better. Baylor's a good team. They don't beat Kansas, so it's going to be a tough conference. You can't just wade through this one, so got to get better. So, but once again, UConn fans, let me know. I held y'all a little higher standard than that, but, congrats to UConn. They whipped our tail today.